What it do, guys? And right before I was about to go to sleep after the stream, this came out. Basically, the developer notes and what's going on into the future and the changes, what they're gonna do for Moonlight Summons and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there's not everything's not covered in this, but let's read the first part first. This is super creative. Today we'd like to inform you about future hero balances changes, which are scheduled for August the 8th. So that I'm pretty sure that is roughly, exactly 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Additionally, we will inform you of changes to the summoning system, certain Moonlight hero changes, memory improvement, and skill renewal by the end of July. Skill renewals by the end of July. Do that mean? I'm not gonna focus that right now. But anyway, basically they rebalanced a lot of heroes in the game because we had the thing where Moonlights are overpowered in the dominant arena. And I agree, some of the heroes that came out like Lil Bed and Lulica, which is right there, is a little bit lackluster. But I'm excited to see what heroes are actually that's gonna be changed. Now I didn't look most. I saw Lulica. I was like, oh man, I'm too excited. I actually want to make a video about this. First, we focus on 2 areas when it comes to hero balancing. First, we are searching for a solution to the meta freeze due to overpowered Moonlight heroes. We are deliberately going through internal steps to increase the diversity of heroes in the meta and are trying our best to have it revised as fast as possible. Although a thorough verification process will be added to prevent the situation from occurring again. Let me turn on my... Next thing on my mouse where I'm going. Secondly, underperforming heroes be regularly rebalanced before the balance patch we had in June. We probably have regular hero balancing every 6 to 8 weeks. We hope this upcoming patch give you better experience in growing heroes and creating your own strategy. So basically, 6 to 8 weeks they'll be doing a rebalance for some heroes that might seem underpowered, which is basically in a month. It's like 1 or 2 months. It's like, I'm pretty sure that's like in between like 1 or 2 months, right? So basically 2 months, every 2 months or something like that. 6 to 8 weeks, I don't know. So let's not scroll down. So basically they changed it a little bit because she was underperforming. I don't even play a little bit. I thought it was gonna be a good Wyvern 11. For some she is, but she needed like high attack for deal with Wyvern. So before Wild Wave attacks with intense elemental force, damage dealt increased force to the enemies, the amount of enemies lost health. I'm pretty sure Wild Wave is her Q. So basically, you do that, and the more less health they have, the more damage they did. Now, after attacks with intense metals with a future chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. Damage dealt decreased proportional to the cat. Wait, so okay, so for some reason I read this wrong, so I thought these were together. But so Wild Waves, they basically give a defense break on her. They're giving her a defense break on her Q, her S1. That makes her way better for Wyvern than a lot of things. Wait, Wild Wave is her. I have a little bit. Like, so basically, she's getting a defense break on her S1. That's actually crazy. And Wave of Vengeance. She has a 75% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. Damage dealt increase every time the skill and if you're using the skill, I can stack up to 3 times. Damn, my literate self can't. So yeah, so they're putting a defense break on her S1. That is actually pretty good, actually. So let's see. Her Wave of Vengeance is the same before. Wave of Vengeance, I just ready what it did, but so her Wave of Vengeance after attack only with the power of Ruin was an 85% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. Caster's attack increases every time the skill is used and stack up to 3 times. So basically, she has a border coin in her S3 now, and it's an 85% chance to decrease defense. And usually with 85% decrease, I mean, it eventually goes to the 100% decrease. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 100% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. That's crazy. I'm definitely going to build over the speed set now. Luca was initially designed as a mage who benefit when using in long battles due to the fact that her skills Wave of Vengeance increases damage dealt. However, her own skills ended up being ineffective due to the high dependence of the skill Wave of Vengeance. Therefore, we made a skill adjustment while maintaining the original concept of a mage who was beneficial when using in long battles. The skill Wave of Vengeance now increase attack instead of damage dealt. This in turn influences damage of the skill. Wild Wave and a berry granted by Riku's blessing. Not only does the skill Wave of Vengeance get stronger the more it's used, but Ludwig gets stronger as well. So it keeps the increase every time. Keeps caster attack. So if I'm reading this right, so basically Wave of Vengeance gets stronger. Also, her attack basically like a border coin. In addition to a defense decrease feature has been added for. In addition, added for the skill Wild Wave, we changed the design so it works in a defense decrease roll by increasing the defense decrease probability for the skill. Wave of Vengeance before it attacks. Wave of Vengeance before it attacks. Before its attacks increase each effect stacks. Well, I'll butcher that. That is pretty great for my girl Lulika. I didn't even use her. She's sitting on my bench with no gear, so that'd actually be a great time to use her. Probably use a speed set. Baller Sazad. Not the Moonlight one that's running rampant in arena right now, putting everybody to sleep. Clap, clap. You're done, son. It's the normal Baller Sazad that people told me to never get during my special summoning rules. Basically, Dark Cloud damage increased by 30% and damage dealt proportional to the debuff increased by 50%. Now, I don't own a Baller Sazad and I don't even see him, but I'm pretty sure this might be his S2 if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going to check it because the time that it takes to load into this, the back out, is like 2 minutes. I'm lazy. But last Requiem is his ultimate, I'm pretty sure. Cooldown is increased by 2 turns. Previous cooldown is 5. Look what you guys made me do. You guys made me leave the thing, look at Baller Sazad's abilities because I don't know what the hell he does. So Dark Cloud, so the damage has been increased by 30% and the damage that proportional to debuffs has been increased by 50%. Summon the Cloud of Darkness, attack on enemies dealing damage proportional to the number of debuff inflicted by the enemies. When the enemy is defeated by his attack, the cooldown life for last Requiem is reset. So now on top of so you basically want to run this man with just a debuff comp. Oh, this man's gonna destroy you now. 30% increased damage and 50 proportional damage for each debuff. That is wait. If I'm not mistaken, damage dealt proportional to the number of debuffs inflicted on the enemy. The number of debuff. If it's 50% more, oh my god. Baller Sazad attacks all enemies with strike match with 65% chance to decrease speed, defense, and make them unhealable. Why is that a 6-turn cooldown? Dizzy is on a 3-turn cooldown. Okay, I can see why they nerfed this by 2 turns, essentially making it 3 turns, if I'm not mistaken, right? So they basically make it 3 turns if you have a plus minus 1 cooldown. He'd be the same as a Dizzy. Oh my god, this man is gonna be a monster. I like it. So Ludwig. So Moonlight Blow. I'm gonna assume that that's his Q. Attack with light with 50% chance to stun for 1 turn. When an enemy is defeated by this attack, the caster is granted invincibility for 1 turn. I'm assuming that's his S2. I'm not gonna log out for that one. Attack the enemy with a light. So after change return, granted invincibility to the caster for 1 turn. Wow. I know Ludwig was really good, but in order for him to be good, you need invincibility buff. And the only way you do it before was if he die. If an enemy dies, he get an invincibility. But now, if you just use it, I'm assuming this is S2. If it was on the S1, that'd be pretty busted. You just use it with no cooldown. So, judging by that text, this is S2. Attack with light for the 3 chance to stun for 1 turn. Granting invincibility to the caster for 1 turn. So he has invincibility. So before Code of the Full Moon, I'm pretty sure this is S3. Attack on enemy with Nocturne Magic penetrate defense by 50%. If the caster is invincible, a critical hit will grant the caster. So he get defense by 50%. The caster is invincible. A crit hit will grant the caster a berry for 2 turns, with straight increase in proportion to the caster attack. Okay. So after the change, attack on enemy with Nocturne Magic penetrate defense by 20%. Okay, so they lowered the penetration. I think if you had, because he gave him a free invincibility, because you need invincibility for this to do penetration. If you just had free 50% penetration for a free invulnerability, just so I don't know how the cooldown is S2. He'd be pretty nutty. He actually probably be the best, the best goddamn mage in the arena. Just running with full speed, bam, 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 invincible. Blah, 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 blah. Here comes a tower. Ha ha. Bye bye. You guys get that picture. My head is. I need to go to sleep. Penetrate defense by additional 30%. The caster is invincible. What? Wait. Attack enemy with knocked enemy penetrate defense by 20%. It's just a base 20% defense. All right. So before you had a, if it was invincible, you get 50%. So you get 50% if he's invincible, but it's just a flat 20%. A crit hit will, it's the same. Okay, so what I'm knowing from Ludwig is that he's crazy. That's actually pretty huge if you think about it. If you run it with a speed set, cause just speed and just make that man fast. I want to see Azurian locks and like Ludwig cleave in and like videos. I want to see the man get sped up, be invincible, and just take full blown hits and just Okay, my mind's going insane. The condition for being granted invincibility was too difficult to achieve, as it requires Ludwig himself to specifically kill the enemy. This condition has now been removed, and Ludwig will be granted invincibility whenever the skill is used, regardless of whether or not the enemy was killed. He's a better Akatis, but for himself. But like, that's actually pretty dope. Also, Komu will now always penetrate defense by 20%, additional 30% granted invincibility, which will make damage more effective and balanced regardless of whether or not visibility. That will actually be pretty insane. I'm waiting to see some PvP. I'm waiting to see some PvP and some heroes, and just I want to see Ludwig come back. I don't even have a Ludwig. I thought he was garbage. This will actually, like, listen guys, if you have a 5-star that you might throw away, I threw away Says, alright, on my main account. I'm not going to use them. You can recall them right now. Regardless, I'm not using them. But heroes can be buffed later on. Hell, Says might be on this list. I don't know the rest of the people, so this is insane for me. Tenebria. Dark explosion. I'm pretty sure this is a Q. It depends. Let me read the wording first. Attacks with an explosion of dark energy with a 35% chance to put them to sleep for 1 turn. When an enemy is put to sleep, the caster cover radius is increased by 50%. This skill does not trigger dual attack. So I'm assuming that's her S2. Dark explosion. Attacks with a dark explosion of energy with a 50% chance to put them to sleep. 50% chance. That's why they added for 1 turn. Blah blah blah. So they increase the chance. 35% chance. I'm pretty sure if you Mulligora up and if she has effectiveness in her kit, I'm just assuming, I don't have her, that it might go to like 50% chance or 60. I don't know. Like 35% chance is awkward. And with 50% chance, I'm pretty sure the highest it goes is 75. Don't make me log. Don't. So Bolus's end was a S2 and it's a 65 max, like 75% chance. This is on an S1, a regular S1 that has no cooldown. Have a chance to put him to sleep. Nightmare. That's pretty sure that's her ultimate. Yep. Drop the moon of Nightmare on all enemies with a 75% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. 5-turn cooldown. I thought this was really long regardless. I'm gonna assume they go because it's red. I'm assuming they go to buff it. Yes, the cooldown is 4 turns. And it's 85% chance to decrease cooldown for 2 turns. And increase the attack of the caster. So I thought this was weird. Like, why is her S3 so absurdly long? 5 turns. And there's no. I'm pretty sure there's no Mulligores. Like, there's no cooldown Mulligores. You can like reduce it. The probability of the probability of Tenebria debuff landed is less competitive when compared to other heroes. Yes. Therefore, we have increased the probability of success for the debuff sleep for the skill of Dark Explosion and made adjustments so that the base skill can be given. The base skill can give a powerful attack even when other skills are on the cooldown. In addition, we have changed the design of the skill Nightmare so that it now has a low cooldown as well as increased probability to increase enemy, which allows it to be used in a greater variety of situations. Thank you. So we're looking at Leo. If you guys did not see Moonlight Leo spoilers, Leo is getting a Moonlight version. So this is actually a pretty big surprise that he was on here because he mainly only PvPs. I was gonna build Leo anyway for PvP, but I think this is making me happy. I tell you what, you know, 100% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns and a 30% chance to use Dive Sparrow. This is his S2. It's a 50% chance to use Dive Sparrow. So basically, his S damage increased by 14%. If I'm not mistaken, either one, I'm pretty sure this is S2. He uses S2, decreased defense. He has a chance to use his S1, which has a stun, which is not bad. That's pretty good for PvP. So Raku's fly into the enemies like a bullet and attack all of them, decreasing speed for 2 turns with a 50% chance to stun. This is his S3. It was a 75% chance to stun. A 75% chance to stun. I'm pretty sure they're showing like max Mulligores, like if there's a faintness. So 75% chance to stun for 2 turns. And the thing about, if you guys know about Leo is basically like his S3 hits everybody. It's an AoE stun. So in PvP, if Leo have a 75% chance to stun, if you build this man with speed and effectiveness, he will be a stun god and a defense breaker. The primary trigger of Sparrow Dive has been increased after using the skill Fox Up. Additionally, the skill Flying Rocket has the probability to deflect stun increase this combined with a lower cooldown. 4 turns should allow you to make more threatening attack. Oh damn, he's gonna be a monster in PvP. I'm ready to see some more Leos. I don't know about Romaine, but attack on enemies with a magic circle with 50% chance each to decrease combat range by 20%. Each. Twice. His after one, his gravitations. Attack all enemy with a magic circle with a 50% chance to decrease combat range by 20%. 4 times. Wait, so attack all enemy with a magic circle. I'm pretty sure this is S2 if I'm not mistaken, where he just like he holds a wand and he makes like the circles and with a 50% chance each to decrease combat readiness 4 times. So if you get hit by 4 of these, you're pretty much got hit by 80% combat. Your combat rate went by 80%. It's gone. That is really scary in PvP. If he's on a speed team and it works, you're losing 80% combat readiness from an S2 with a 50% chance each. If you get hit and it strikes 4 times, I'm reading that correctly. Please tell me I'm wrong in the chat, because that sounds disgusting. So 50% chance each time for 4 times. If you get hit once, that's 20%. If it activates the second time, that's another 20%. A third time, that's another 20%. 4th time, you might want to just go home and just surrender. If you're that unlucky. That is bonkers. Okay. Shoot a powerful gravity spirit at all enemies, dispelling all buffs and increase combat rate as a caster by 50%. That's his S3, I'm pretty sure. Damage dealt increases and the enemy is afflicted with 2 poison effects for 2 turns when the enemy is buff. Shoots the enemy, blah 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 blah, for 2 turns, and the caster combat rate is increased by an additional 30% when the enemy is buff. You guys better not be buffed. I better not. So oh my god. Increased by an additional 30% when the enemy is buffed. So if you have any kind of buff, he hit you with this and dispel it all. On top of that, he's getting a 80%. Is that an 80% combat readiness? Basically, he's going again. Basically, he's gonna just. And on top of that, he put 2 poisons. Okay, that's pretty dope. Romance skill Horizon was seen as attractive but difficult to use due to its ineffectiveness of gravitation. Yes. The skill Horizon was so modified that when the enemy is buffed, the casters grant increased combat radius, allowing them to attack more frequently. To compensate for the low effect chance of gravitation, which has a 50% chance of decreasing combat readiness, the number of times the enemy combat readiness can be decreased has increased from 2 to 4. That is disgusting. I like that. I don't have a Romaine though. The people I'm definitely looking for to build, for what I see, for all the people that I have, is Ludica. It's the only person I have on my main and alt account. I have a Leo on my main account that I'm building. So who's next? Ricorous. So you got one thing. Quick Pierce. I'm pretty sure this is counted for a specialty change, if I'm not correct. Attack with a spare feature change to decrease defense for 2 turns. That's his S1, I'm pretty sure. Attack with a spare decrease defense for 2 turns. Effect chance increased by 50% when a cancel granted increased speed. So I know a little bit about Ricorous. Basically, he has his S2 to reduce the cooldown, heal, and give him a speed buff. If I'm not wrong. So basically, it becomes a 100% defense break. 100% chance when he has a speed. So if you pair him up with a silk, the man's gonna have a easier time landing defense breaks on his S. I'm pretty sure this is S1 if I'm not mistaken. Compared to Cheer, Flash Cut was lacking in performance, and Quick Pierce was not good enough to make up for this performance issue. We have adjusted Quick decreases defense when the caster granted a speed buff, so that Ricorous has a clear role as a tank and a support unit. Disgusting. Oh, he has 2 Captain Ricorous. So if I'm looking correct, he has the same thing from normal Ricorous, but they're changing his skill tree. Supreme Spear, healing increased by 100%, damage by 41%. That's Supreme Spear. I'm disgusted right now. I was like, I'm not gonna build Ricorous. He's gonna take forever to build if I did Arena. He's in my hero box sitting at 4 stars. I could make him a 5-star. So skill tree before, we have like 2 weeks to make. I got 2 weeks to make him. It should be easy. Mineral runes. Alright. Defense increased by 10%. Defense +1, +2, +1. Oh, this is like, so it goes 2%, 3%. So basically 10%, increased by 10%, okay. So it goes to the set 15% for the mineral rune. So he's more tanky. Yeah, give him, instead of 10% H health, give him 20%. Like, damn, even Axe God doesn't have that much in his skill tree from, if you look at Axe God, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's 10%, it's 5% for the first room, and then another 5% on the second room, and then increase the damage proportion to his S3, which altogether give him 10% for 2 different rooms. This is 20% in 1 room. 20% HP is a lot, guys. That is a health set by itself, if I'm not mistaken. Please tell me I'm wrong. Leave a comment. In order to enable Captain Ricorous more favorably role as a tank, the defense and health increase gained from rune handling will be increased. We have improved him by increasing the amount of health he can recover proportional to his max HP by 100% so he can last longer. He seemed like he'd be really good at PvP now. I mean, not PvE, but PvP. It seems like in PvP, he could just eat a hit. He could just take his defense break, slap some butt cheeks. In PvE, he seemed like he could just take a hit, sit down, laugh at people, heal himself, clap some butt cheeks. Oh my God, Ross! Holy shit! We have Ross, the main character, the guy that haven't been touched since the start of the game. I'm pretty sure. So Sword of the Air. I'm pretty sure this is S2. Strongly attack all enemies with a sorcerer. Recover. No, this is S3. Recovering health proportion to damage dealt, increasing the damage, and increasing the defense of the cast for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases proportion to the cast for max HP. So strongly attack. So Sword of Hair after strongly attack all enemies with a sword store. Recover health and increase in defense of the cast for 2 turns. Damage dealt increase. Damage dealt and amount recovered increased proportion to the cast myself. Base version of the spell will now have the same effect as an awakened version. So they're changing his awakening, was what it seems. Basic version of this skill now have the same effect as the awakened version. Awakening has changed before storytime. Blah 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 blah. After, oh, they changed it completely. So this is his new S3. It recovers. It is proportional damage dealt. He recovered health from his damage dealt, but now he recovered HP, recovering health. What the fuck is that word? I'm sorry, I'm being dumb right now. I'm tired. So basically, let's look at this awakening. X slash, which is S2, attacks with a sword, 70% chance to dispel a buff, damage increase. No, this is S1. Damage dealt increased proportionally to caster max health. So he now has a dispel on his S1. His S2 has a dual command, I'm pretty sure, if you guys didn't see that. And he's a tank. And he recovers health as a base for his ultimate. That's pretty dope, actually. Rod says our protagonist, not many heroes have used him because he lacks clearly defined role. Changes have been made so the critical awakeness will now enhance his basic skill. Axe slash after awakening, dispelling buffs is added to a skill effect. 70% chance is a huge chance to dispel a debuff. Basically just attacking. Which would be very helpful to a hero in early stages of the adventure. Yes, true. Also, the basic version of the skill will now have the same effect as the awakened version, and the amount recovered increased proportional to the caster's max health, allowing him to survive for a longer fight. That is pretty helpful. These are mainly for heroes which are used for PvE content and will be updated on August 8th, 2 weeks from now. We are very curious about adjusting PvP related heroes, and details will be shared on July 31st, which is in a week, allowing future balancing plans and policies adjustment of heroes, especially nerfing of heroes. Hey, the nerfing heroes will be long enough as to receive feedback from Reddit, but buffs will be updated as fast as possible. So they're basically just saying, hey, we're scared about nerfing these. If these nerfs seems too bad, I want your feedback. But we want to get these buffs out so you guys quit complaining about us. So basically, you'll give you buffs. We're going to take our time nerfing them to see how it pans out. Adjustment details for the following PvP hero will be released on 31st. So they're looking at people to buff in PvP. Basar, Euphony, Lilibet, Lidica, Moonlight Kali. Nerf expected. So if you guys think about building these characters, hold off. Damn, Moonlight Avenger just got nerfed. He just got buffed and got nerfed again. Okay, expected nerf. Moonlight Aramitha, Moonlight Ball Sazan, Moonlight Vildred, and Moonlight Armin. I kind of don't want Moonlight Armin to be nerfed as much because, like, as people said, if Armin goes away, there's nobody stopping the full cleave team because she has a built-in Aureus and she just, like, she basically slows down the PvP to a crawl to like 5 minutes. Other than that, match is going to take like 4 minutes, and then there's still like Dark Corvus. Usually pair Dark Corvus and Moonlight Army together, and they just be like monsters. What? Oh my god! So Basar, he's a pretty lackluster. I have a level 50 Basar. I'm not using him for anything. I was going to use him for PvP, but he's still lackluster. Like whatever that he could do, like Dizzy could do better. And she has Eola Violin, which strips him, make him hit chance. But she can't make him unbuff, but she can strip him. So, and Basar just in this weird spot right now. I don't know what the hell he does, even though I have him. Euphony, I don't have Euphony, so I'm not gonna talk about her. Lilibet, she's pretty bad. I'm really hoping they buff her in PvP because her S3 is just to kill Moonlight Vigor and he's getting nerfed. So they really need to change her S3 for the simple fact that it does nothing besides just kill Moonlight Vigor. That's all it does. Extinct is if they die from your S3, they get extinction. Bam. That's all it does. It don't like decrease defense. It don't give the cast like free attack speed if they die from it. That'd be dope if we give them a free attack or combat readiness and they actually kill somebody with it. Moonlight Kali, they changed it because she's in a weird spot. That's all I know from people that I've seen around. Heroes that are expected to be nerfed will be adjusted to the optimum level to prevent these heroes from being ineffective. Compensation and exchange related information will also be announced when the details are settled. Players will be able to exchange for a Moonlight hero of an equivalent star grade if a Moonlight hero they own is nerfed. We will also take into account the memory imprint level. Ooh. So if you have, so let's say like any normal person that been playing free to play will not have an SSS Moonlight Vildred unless they got so lucky they could do. I can understand a Moonlight Army because you just get an Armin, a normal Armin. No, I don't know about Aramitha or Ball Sazan. Okay, however, this might change the detail will be updated. If so, we will make sure you know the changes. With balancing heroes, there need to be considerations from various aspects. This upgrade patch was planned beforehand, therefore we announced the adjustment of Moonlight Heroes earlier. We will be glad to hear your feedback and stuff. That's great. I like looking at comments. Moonlight doesn't need. There's so many ways to counter that. It's true. It maybe said just rules her, or just outspeed her. Good job, Art Academy. We love you. Nerf Dizzy and bring justice to owners by giving him a Moonlight Can't Selector ticket. Please look at the Moonlight Says. I don't know why people say Moonlight Says is bad. I like it. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna go to bed. It's been 35 minutes for that video. I'm gonna get it out by the middle of this night. It's like it's 4 a.m. right now. I'm tired. No, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna take like 40 minutes to upload. I'm tired. Well, I hope you guys enjoy that. I'm pretty excited by the Ludwig and Lulica actually. I'm more excited for Lilibet, honestly. She needs, like, both of those heroes need something. I have a Lilibet. She just didn't make the cut. She just didn't do anything that I wanted her to do. PvP, yeah, but everything's so awkward with her. You bleed like this. Her whole kit is about this. Once she does that, she's pretty much a sitting duck. No speed, no 50% increased combat readiness. No, I don't know, if they die, she get a free turn, which would have been dope. And this just made them unhealable. So, and her kids like has so many things like, you like if she's fast enough, you have 3 things to do: execute them. If there's nobody you want to execute, you either make them being able to unbuff. Why is that such a low chance? That is 50% chance to be unable to be buffed. So you might even fail. So that S1 is garbage. Bleeding can enemy with 35% chance to deflect bleeding. 4 bleedings for 2 turns. The bleeding chance is low, and bleeding is also a really bad dot. Damage deals additional damage when the target isn't buffed. Okay, so she's garbage. So I can't wait to see what she do. Lulica on the other hand, I did +4 this, so it is going up to an 85% chance. If you keep the effectiveness, then essentially she will be at a 100% chance to decrease defense. No, I already did it. It's 85, so I get an extra 10%. So it's going to be 85% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns, which is going to be dope. And she get a increase attack, which will increase her S2, her barrier strength, because it goes in proportion to her caster attack. And then this will also get a defense decrease, a defense break on her S1, which is going to be really great. So I'm really happy to actually try Lulica when she get changed. But Sar, on the other hand, attack with wind magic with 3 chance to transfer 1 buff from the caster to the enemy. I want to say this is garbage, but I will say it's garbage. Attack on anybody releasing a hot sand hurricane with 60% chance to decrease decrease hit chance for 2 turns. The max it could go up is 75%. Now, decreased hit is pretty good because it stops people from, like, if you want to start a crit in PvP, you don't get crit. They might miss something, or you have a fat cat with them. You just ruin their day with a fat cat. Dispel. Attack on enemies with sand magic, dispelling all buffs and making them being able to buff for 2 turns. So basically, he strips and they can't be buffed. But the thing with Basar is not that his skills is like pretty garbage. Is that like he's lackluster, like he's kind of he don't do that much damage. That's what I'm trying to say. And he's more of a support main like Dizzy, but like Dizzy does his job way better. And this is on a 4 turn if you max it out, 5 turn cooldown. So you probably use this once in PvP, unless some odd chance, and then you'll probably just spam this. But this is on a 3 turn cooldown, so yeah. So I'm happy to see some of these changes. What you guys think? Leave some comment in the video below. What you guys think? It's been a 50-minute video, but I'm probably gonna trim it down a bit. If you guys are wondering why do I have a build a Mercedes, because I can. We'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye.